You're not David. You won't just
Welcome to the Star Wars Stuff podcast, where we talk about all things Star Wars. My name is James.
I'm Mary.
And yeah, here we are talking about all things Star Wars. Sorry, no one else joined us today, but we'll do our
Um,
what do you mean?
excuse me.
I said no one else joined us, not
We're the two funnest.
all right. We'll put it that way. We'll do our best to entertain y'all and still remain the funnest. But before we get started, we have to thank our top tier patron supporters, Patreon supporters. You know what I'm trying to say. All right, we got Liam
No,
McCallion, Kevin Leiniger, Devin McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, at Adam Haber, Front Row King, Cam from Indiana, Mariana Atia Arnold, sounds familiar,
don't
Rest
know her.
Jedi 27, Alex Buntle, Indiana Solo, and BC Doomit. I think that's how you say
Domit
Doomit. Doomit. Please send us a phonetically correct.
phonetics.
But yeah, say your
I
name. Is that
love I love that you instinctually say at Adam Haber and not just Adam Haber.
What's funny is he only did that for a bit. It was when we were doing Skeleton King.
Skeleton Crew.
He changed his
Skeleton what?
skeleton. What did I say? Skeleton Key? Did I say Skeleton Crew?
What
I
show are
read
you watching?
I read Stephen King, okay? Calm down. Um so when we were doing Skeleton Crew, he would comment and he changed his YouTube handle to at Adam. And ever since then it just stuck for me. I was like, that's his name. So at Adam is his
At
name.
Adam Haber.
At Adam Haber. Also, check out legionsabers.com. Use the code word stuff at checkout. You get a 15% discount off of your lightsaber, off of your necklace, off of they have a lot of great and we
The
talk about all
retractable lightsaber. Have you seen it on their Instagram?
I am scared to look on their stuff whenever they update it because I'm like, I want to buy all of it. They
Well, potentially in April, you'll get to play with a bunch of lightsabers and
yes,
hang out with Legion sabers.
yes, that is exciting. Yeah, the closer we get to April, we'll let y'all know what's going on. Our Patreon members will let them know beforehand, obviously. But
Yep.
for
We'll let
everyone
David
else,
announce it.
David, yeah, we'll let David say it because it might be pretty cool. It might be actually really
It
cool.
I think it's going to be super cool and a lot of fun. But
Yes,
David deserves to announce it because he always works so hard for these things and stuff. So
yes.
he gets to share the good news.
And you have not held a Legion saber before, have you?
No, I don't think I have unless I don't think it was them when I was at LA Comic Con, and I'm sorry if it was and I didn't realize it. Um, there was a lightsaber booth,
Mm.
and I went up to it, talked to a couple of people, got to spin a wheel and get a ticket, kind of thing. I didn't
Yes.
win, but it was a good time, and I got to handle one of those lightsabers.
There, I will say, Legion sabers. The lightsaber feels like an actual movie quality lightsaber. I will say Disneyland's lightsabers are great, but they are on the
Hmm.
thicker side because there's a lot
They
of
are.
components they have going on inside of those the hilts. But Legion sabers blades and their hilts feel like the movie. It's weird. It was really weird. I kept going over there bugging Izzy like, hey, can I hold the Kenobi lightsaber? He goes, yes. I was like, okay, I'm so there, and it was so cool. But so yeah, check out Legion
Dude.
sabers. Get yourself a lightsaber or a necklace or a retractable lightsaber blade. Follow them on Instagram as well.
Yes.
And, yeah, and look at all
I'm
the
so
cool stuff.
excited.
But yeah, like we said, David will hopefully have some cool news for everybody here. So this is part 3. Although I don't know if David has even released part 2 that we did.
Um, well, we did it live, so anyone who watched the live got to see
True.
it.
That's
I
very
don't think part 2 was released on Apple because of the storms and everything. We've had some power outages at different people's homes.
Mhm.
So things did not get uploaded for everything, even on Patreon as well. A couple of
So
things still need to get uploaded.
yes, so we're sorry, but we thought we would continue our part 3 of our favorite moments in Star Wars. And now we are on the sequel trilogy, but
Yep.
like we did before, let's look at in between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy. So we got Mando, Book of Boba Fett,
Oh,
Ahsoka.
yeah.
I kind of threw this at you. I'm sorry. I should
No,
have given you a
no,
heads
it's
up.
totally fine because my brain right now went like, what's between the 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 original trilogy and the sequels? Like, what's there? And then I just realized all the Disney Plus shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what is one of your favorite moments in The Mandalorian?
That's so hard. Man, obviously it has to be the biggest one has to be Luke showing up,
Mm.
right? Like he had that um sorry, my dog's flipping out. He had he threw his toy up against something. He's fine.
Oh,
He's
okay.
fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Um when he has that entrance and he's just killing off all those like robots and stuff and droid bots and all that. And very very much like his father in Rogue One, but
Hmm.
just not people, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
So
for the
that was really
cause.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was great. Even seeing all of Moff Gideon's clones, seeing General Hux's dad, all that's pretty good. And I know this funny, I don't know, even like Ahsoka showing up. There's just so many good parts.
There are.
Even when he gets all the rewards and turns it in its Beskar and he gets to turn it into his new armor, taking off his helmet when he
Mm.
almost has that like moment and stuff and almost like leaves all of it behind to live in that village. There's a lot of great Mando moments.
I like those are all really great
Yeah.
answers. I really like
I
it.
know.
Um, Sabersmith Shop on YouTube. What up, Star Wars stuff? What up, Sabersmith Shop? We were talking about our favorite moments in the sequel trilogy, but also discussing Mandalorian and all that's leading up to the sequel trilogy. My favorite moment in Mando is very. I have a few, but I think my ultimate favorite moment is when we first saw Grogu in the first
Mhm.
episode of Man, because I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know what this was leading to, but the moment I saw this adorable face, and I was screaming in my house at the time because I was like, "There's no this is it. This is what the show is about. It's about
Yeah.
this him protecting this little child." And then just the hands, like he puts his hand down, and you see the little hand reaching up to touch it.
Aw.
That moment for me, I remember in my mind, I was like, Star Wars is gonna shift pretty dramatically because of this right now. That was a moment for me that will probably stay with me forever. So yeah.
What I just realized, none of my favorite moments about Mandalorian it has Grogu in it. Isn't that weird?
No, it's not
I feel
weird.
like
It's
that's kind
just
of weird.
well, I mean, that was the big thing was Grogu was the big that was the big push back in the day. Um
Yeah.
Adam Lock Turtle Man on YouTube, thank you for joining us, says the Luke moment in Mando was awesome, but also frustrating for me because it made me want more. OG trilogy is all about Apprentice Luke. Sequel
So
trilogy
valid.
gives to old grumpy Luke. I want more badass Luke. I will agree. Seeing
Yeah,
him in
so
his
valid.
prime was really, really good. And yeah, you do kind of skip all of that when you get to the sequel trilogy, which we will be talking about here in a bit. So yeah, I understand completely. But for me, it was still really cool to see him. Oh, but that isn't my favorite moment. I'm still leaning towards that beginning when we first see him, and then also the dialogue between Bill Burr. I'm gonna just
Oh, yeah.
during that one scene, and
That is good.
that whole sit down, it's dialogue. It's the episode's directed by Rick Famuyiwa. I remember
Amazing.
I was like, this is good. This is really, really good. And then of course
Yeah.
he shoots him, and then Mando is looking at him like, why did you do that? Now we gotta get out of here before we get caught. That was good. That was really good.
See, that was a good ad of someone who's not typically in Star Wars and
Yeah,
stuff. Like, that was a good, guest star.
great guest star.
Yes.
I love that Bill Burr says he accidentally has some of the best IMDb credits. 'Cause
Yeah.
he just says, yeah, sure. He did a couple of episodes of Breaking Bad, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And then apparently when Favreau asked him to do this, he was like, I don't know. And then Bill Burr's wife was looking at him like, you're saying yes. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way you're going to say no to this, you crazy
See,
person.
that
Yeah.
is a good wife right there.
Yeah. And he thanks her. And he said, I think there's an interview and he was like, she was watching it and he like stepped in and was watching it too. And was like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is a pretty good, this is really good stuff. What else? There was a few other things in Mando that made me just like, I was like, this is the best. This is the best. I wish Grogu would get rid of that coat. Yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna get a new wardrobe change for him in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
I
That
don't think so because in all the trailers, he's still in his little potato sack.
I know, but at the end of the movie, he might get, a wardrobe change.
Armor.
Yeah, that
I
would be.
don't. That'd be so weird.
I would love that. Oh,
Uh,
also seeing Ahmed Best in
yes,
that him rescuing Grogu, that was a big
that
moment.
redemption.
That oh man, when he stepped in, I just was like,
This
yes,
is his moment.
perfect. And then he has his both his lightsaber. Oh, it was great. And yeah, you're right, Adam. He should have his chainmail thing. Yeah,
I think he
he's
wears it underneath, right?
yep.
Yeah.
And in the new trailer for in Mandalorian and Grogu, you see Mando putting it like telling him like you need to be protected.
Oh,
it's really cute moment. And
father son moment.
exactly. All right, and there's other great moments in Mando. Although
There's a lot. Did
it's
we
been
mention anything from season 3? I don't think we did.
see,
I love Katie Sackhoff.
I was gonna say Katie
I
Sackhoff
love
is
her.
seeing the mythosaur
Eh,
underneath. I thought that was nuts. I was not expecting that at
I
all.
was.
Oh, and then watching Grogu like frantically go to her, like
Oh,
he
that I
gets
did like.
he gets in the ship and he's like telling R5, he's like, hey, we need to go here, we need to go here. That was great. And yeah, there's a few moments in season 3, not a lot, but there's a few.
No. I love how I think the only thing I really like from season 3 is how he becomes like her calm and her
Mhm,
peace. Like she's clearly battling with the decision she made and how it backfired on her and
mhm.
the dark saber and everything that they've gotten to this point, you know? And he's just like, dude, I've got your back. We're in this.
Yeah.
You have proven to me that you are a good leader and I'm going to follow you and do this thing. And then they Looney Tuned end it.
Yep. That's all, folks. And rumor has it we're gonna pick up right after that. So I hope the opening shot is it coming back? Like,
That'd
oh,
be
here we go.
so funny.
Let's go again.
That'd be so funny.
Adam once again on YouTube says Grogu needs a tiny Jedi robe and a tiny saber. How awesome would that be? The
I
robe,
don't think that's
yes.
going to happen
A
though.
lightsaber because we already had that moment in Book of Boba Fett
Yeah.
with which are you gonna choose? You gonna choose
Mando
this or you gonna
2.5.
yeah, which does bring me now to Book of Boba Fett.
Hold on. Hold
Oh,
on.
what you got?
Think of imagine this.
Okay.
Mandalorian movie,
Okay.
Luke comes back
Okay.
and he brings him the lightsaber. And he goes, "You are going to need this." And I was wrong and you can be both.
But I am down for that. But his arc between that and the Last Jedi, he wouldn't at this stage. Luke
This
would
is
not do
this
that.
is this is pre-killing trying to kill his nephew.
Yeah, but
Where he's still learning, still figuring it out, still finding these kids out there. Just met Mara, you
mhm.
know.
Oh, jeez.
His
But
life is coming together.
okay, I I see Luke doing it later in life, not at this stage. Luke later in
Mhm.
life would have made this decision and told Grogu, "I'm sorry for making you do this choice," which is what ultimately led my father down that path. Which is, you know what I mean, where he had to choose this way of life and this way and how the Jedi think. Um, so that when we see him in the Last Jedi, he has a different mindset, and which is the mindset that you're like, oh, that was the ultimate downfall of the Jedi. Their hubris was what and so I don't know. I don't know. I could
I
see,
I want that to happen, I guess.
well, you know what, a tiny saber and a tiny jetpack. Honestly, though, I don't think he needs a tiny jetpack. I think he's gonna be flipping around doing all his own thing.
Yeah,
Um, I wonder how he'll be getting his Jedi training. We'll see.
Ahsoka.
I am under the impression, and I know this is gonna make a lot of people upset, but I don't think Grogu is gonna be. He's gonna have Force capabilities, but I don't think he's gonna become a Jedi. I think he's gonna be the Mandalorian. I think he's gonna be there with Din Djarin.
I don't know because it's not the Mandalorian; it's the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, but this is the first movie. This is the first movie. I think the storyline later is, yeah, he's not going to be a Jedi. He's going to be a Mandalorian that also has Force, capabilities and can hold his own in a fight. But I don't know. That's my prediction. Only because of what Book of Boba Fett did and that choice that Luke gave him. It's like, okay, so that's kind of that. So that's kind of over then.
What is that called? A red herring?
Sure. Uh
Yeah, where it's
yeah,
like a fake out.
I
Is that
don't
what it
know.
is? I
I,
don't know. Is that what it's called?
yeah, you're right, but
Oh, okay.
I don't think we're gonna get a Jedi Grogu. So,
I don't know.
but hey, if that happens, I'll be down. I'll be really happy about that. I would say he'd be the first Jedi Mandalorian, but apparently Sabine beat him to it.
Oh, we don't know that yet.
We don't know that yet.
We don't know that yet.
Who knows? He may go. I don't know. We'll see. Nobody agrees with me. Saber Smith, James, I'm thinking the same. Luke gave him a choice and Grogu made it. Yeah, see, that's where my brain is like that happened. So,
Yeah.
but things happen, things change, characters could change. Grogu and could figure out, oh, I need to do this in order to help my friends out. I need to go down
You had
this
a
path.
Luke moment.
Yeah. So, yeah, he could have that Luke moment where he senses that something's about to happen, and then he ends up becoming, you know, rising up to that challenge of becoming a Jedi to help his friends. So that's a cool story. Wouldn't mind seeing that in a movie.
I
so,
wouldn't mind seeing that either.
so we'll see how that goes with his story going forward. Um, Book of Boba Fett.
What happened there?
We have the Mandalorian 2.5.
Oh, that's right.
You're like, that was the best
Um,
part. Ah,
that was. I mean, him taming the Rancor was cool.
Danny Trejo
Oh, Danny Trejo! I
was
forgot
in.
he was in it.
I'm never gonna forget Danny Trejo was in Star Wars.
That's
Um,
amazing.
the train like heist sequence was really cool in the Book of Boba Fett when they're trying to take over that train. That was pretty great. Him living with the Tusken Raiders was also really really cool. Um, so yeah, are you okay over there?
Yeah.
Do you need
Just
to
got
turn
this
off your
thing.
camera? Or
No. No, I was
okay.
just saying hi.
Oh, hello. Jeez. I was like, is everything okay over there? But anyways,
He's just like pawing at my leg. Just like, Mom, pick me up. Pick me up. I want to say hi.
I don't even know where my dog is right now. Do we
Probably behind you.
actually no, somewhere else? Do we think Grogu will be in movies and shows long enough to ever see him age as an adult, especially
Well,
considering how slow his species? Well, he is
he's
growing.
60. He's 60.
No,
At
he's
this point,
50.
he's what, 70?
No, he's 50 when we first see him in the first episode of Mando. And now I think he's about 55. He's about 55 or 56 right now. He is growing. He is getting taller, quote unquote. So I don't know. We'll see. And Grogu is one of those characters that they could keep going for a long time. And
Correct.
I think we could do I think we could get some, yeah, it'll be pretty great. Hi from Ukraine. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for watching us and listening to us. Be sure to subscribe, please. Like the Star Wars podcast. I heard rumors he was killed at the Jedi Temple. Is that true? Who was killed at the Jedi Temple?
No. We saw him be rescued by Adam Best.
You mean
Ahmed
like
Best.
is he gonna be killed?
Oh, at Luke's temple? Or
Oh, I
training
see.
academy?
Well, no, we got rid of that because he's now with
Yeah.
Mando. We'll let Sabersmith I want to hear about this rumor as well. But Book of Boba Fett, there was a few great moments.
The
I
speeder
did like
bikes.
I did like the no. Not
Not
even
the
a little
speeder bike
bit.
gang?
Ooh. Um, I did like the Cad Bane, both shootouts with Cad Bane was
Yeah.
really great. Um,
Unfinished business.
yep. Man, when he walked out of like just that lone gunslinger moment walking out
Oh,
of the
yeah.
I remember I was like, there's in my brain again, I'm like, there's no way. Like, there's no way they're about to do this thing. And then sure enough, there's Cad Bane. And I said, that's really, really cool.
I
And
know.
yeah.
Every time I watched it, like after I watched it, my gut reaction was just like, I want to go watch a Clint Eastwood movie now. I want to go watch like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly so
Yeah.
badly
I
now.
want to I want to watch
Yeah.
Hang 'em High right now. I want to watch,
Yeah.
A Fistful of Dollars. Like
Yeah.
there's the inspiration from those, spaghetti westerns is very
Mhm.
apparent in Mando and Book of Boba Fett.
It
Um,
just scratches like the perfect part in my brain to be like, yeah, I want to watch more of that.
well, what's interesting is how Mandalorian is very much like that lone samurai type of like feel to it. And then Book of Boba Fett was more of the Western, like, but then again, Westerns were
Wasn't it?
inspired by
Yeah. That's
the
what I was going to say.
samurai
Wasn't
film.
spaghetti westerns based off of
Yeah,
like samurai movies? Yeah.
it
It
was
all
almost
comes
like
back together.
it all comes back together. It all
Visions 3? Yeah. Same
yes,
thing.
all comes back together.
Yeah.
Uh, I enjoyed
Deadpool?
Ming-Na and her performance. Yeah, Ming-Na Wen
Yeah.
was awesome. Fennec Shan just tearing up things. So yeah.
Live action Fennec Shand or animated Fennec Shand? Which one's your favorite?
Oof. I feel like they've done it just as both. I feel like her
Agreed.
live action, when you see her live action, you see her animated, you go, yep, that is the exact same person. Like that's the person
Agreed.
that you can become friends with, but also you're terrified of because you don't know how what choice she's gonna make on you
Yeah.
and you're gonna live or not.
I
Um,
just love her in The Bad Batch and how
oh yeah.
she, even though it's a job, she is still so caring for Omega.
Oh yeah.
It's just really, really sweet. I love her, the animated version of her so much.
And I love the Bad Batch just in general. I have to go back and
Yeah.
rewatch that one. I think I watched all of those like as soon as they dropped, so I'm like I need to do a rewatch. Um, Saber Smith says I don't remember what post said that ends up at a Jedi temple for training at the time of the youngling's slaughter. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with Grogu. I have a feeling Grogu's going to be left alive, and we're going to get him in
Yeah.
the future. And I'm also thinking Grogu is not going to be there for the sequel trilogy. I think Grogu is probably going to be off where Ahsoka is. Like, I don't think that's how they would explain him not being there for this.
Why would he be with Ahsoka?
I don't know, but why is he nowhere anywhere near the sequel trilogy? You know what I mean? So it's like there's a few things that we have to figure out why he's not there. Same with Cal Kestis. It's like where's Cal Kestis during all of this? Like all what I'm saying is all these answers are going to
Mm,
be they're going to be explained soon. So it's just this prediction of how this all
fingers
goes.
crossed.
So I think we'll get some good answers. But so what's the okay, so let's go to Ahsoka. What was your favorite moment in Ahsoka? Hmm.
Obviously the world between worlds is huge.
Mm-hmm.
I will rewatch episode 5 of season 1 Ahsoka on a very regular basis. Um, I have my own theories of why she just like can't die and stuff because literally she's drowning in the ocean that
Yep.
entire time. So yeah, it has to be episode 5 in the world between worlds where she confronts Anakin and we get these live action Clone War flashbacks and we get to see Hayden as Anakin in the Clone War armor, the blue and red and stuff. That's amazing. And then that walking sequence where he goes from Anakin and then it flashes and then it's Vader and flashes back to Anakin. That's
Yep.
always my favorite. Yeah, I think that has to be it. I don't care about anything else in that season.
For man, I was gonna say for me, it's whenever we see Ezra, whenever Sabine, when you hear his voice, I remember I was like, oh my gosh, there he is. That's it. I was very, very happy when Ezra finally showed up.
Yeah, I love Iman Asfandi. He's just amazing overall and stuff. So, have you ever listened to any of his music?
I have not.
Oh, you should.
Okay, that's
It's
on.
good. I'll send you some stuff on Spotify.
Oh, don't do Spotify. Do
Too
Apple
late.
Music, please.
Not too
Um,
late.
Hu Yang, yes, and we
Oh
also
yeah.
got the amazing moment where he says, "A
And a
long time ago."
galaxy.
When he said that, I was like, "That's so cool. That makes
I
me so."
love that. And
And
see, like that's that fan service that we don't expect as fans. That
mhm,
is just like the perfect little like touch on
yep,
the top, like that cherry on the ice cream kind of whipped cream situation. We're like, yeah, this is perfect. I love this.
it was great. Yeah, when he said that,
Yeah.
I was like, "We're this is good. This is some good stuff." So yeah, looking forward to Ahsoka season 2. But now let's get to The Force Awakens, which is now over 10 years old, which is
Yeesh.
crazy to think about.
How old are
Force
you?
Awakens.
How old are
I
you when the Force Awakens came out?
I was 27 when The Force Awakens came out.
You were a child.
Oh, yeah. So long ago. Yeah, it's weird to think about. I was 27 when that came out.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite moment in The Force Awakens? And listeners, we love Star Wars, so don't get mad at us. We do enjoy all Star Wars, so we're just gonna
Agreed.
talk about Star Wars. So,
Yeah. I
Force
love
Awakens.
Star Wars. I love all of Star Wars. I don't think there's anything I dislike, but
Mhm.
there's definitely things I like more than the other.
Oh, fair enough.
Or I could be very neutral about. The Force Awakens, I think the moments that really like stand out to me obviously are like when she reignites the saber. That's huge. I love, and I guess this goes through all three of the movies, but I just love her relationship with Finn and Poe.
Mhm.
Like their relationship, it's like three best friends and they're all hanging out and they're just saving the world and they rely on each other and they motivate each other and they're like siblings and they argue and bicker over the dumbest stuff kind of thing. And I think that's my favorite part about the sequel trilogy is the relationship with each other. So
Nice.
it's hard. If I have to like pinpoint moments, I would say the lightsaber getting ignited. Um, Even just like when she first meets Finn and she's got like BB-8 with her, and BB-8 kind of goes like, "Hey, that dude's wearing Poe's jacket."
Yeah.
And stuff. And Finn's like, "Oh, this girl's about to get beat up. I'm gonna go save her." And then he realized, like, nope, she doesn't need saving at all. And then all
Nope.
of a sudden she's just like knocking him to the ground, like, "Bro, why are you a thief stealing his jacket?"
That's pretty good. I like that
Yeah.
whole his face when he walks, he's like, "I have to help her," and he's like, "Well, maybe
Nope,
not."
no, I don't. No, I don't.
She's doing pretty good. And I also love the part where there's that big explosion, and then she runs up to him, and she's like, "Finn, Finn," and he wakes up and he goes, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why that always just she's like, obvious, like, let's go, let's go." Um,
See, and that's what I'm talking about. Like Finn is always worried about Ray.
mhm.
Like, I think even what is, and I'm jumping ahead in The Last Jedi when he wakes up and BB-8's like Finn in a naked Finn in a leaking bag
Yeah.
and stuff. And the first thing he says is, "Where's
Where's Ray?
Ray?"
Yep.
You know?
Pretty good. That's
Yeah.
good. So I will piggyback off of yours, which is whenever the light
Not pick your own.
when Kylo Ren is trying to catch the lightsaber and it flies past him
Oh
into
yeah.
Rey's hand, and again the music. I love the music in Star Wars. Don't judge. Don't
Mhm.
laugh at me, everybody. But the fact that John Williams chose to include that score for that moment, which was when Luke saw Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen dead at the
Yeah.
homestead, knowing that this is the turning point for Luke. Like that, seeing that moment is, and that hearing that music is that's represents Luke's turning point. When Rey catches the lightsaber, also the same thing. This is her. This is all different for her now. And I remember I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this is great. This is so cool." Like I was in it. I was on board 100% for that. Um Seeing the Falcon for the first time, that the
On
garbage will
a
do,
very long time.
and the camera pans over and there is I remember I was like, I was like in the edge of my seat, like, "Oh my gosh, this is happening." Oh, it was great.
Okay. So when it comes to the Millennium Falcon, I feel like it's such a double-edged sword, right?
Okay.
Loved seeing it, but I also feel like that's a big reason why a lot of fans are like, okay, we're going to get a lot of the original trilogy trio together.
Mhm.
And then it's very easy to expect that when you start seeing big pieces like the Falcon in these movies and stuff. I honestly, when I heard new Star Wars movies coming out, I thought they would do cameo moments and
Mhm.
not play big roles. And we were just going to get new Star Wars, which I think probably is blasphemous for a Star
No,
Wars
no,
fan
no,
to
no.
say. But for sure, I was kind of hoping like it's either they're in it and you get all of it and get them together, or they're minimal and we're moving the story forward with a new piece of the galaxy, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. Well, I will say, and I've told people this before, when I watch The Force Awakens, for me, the movie slows down when we see Han Solo again. Like for me, there's a lot, and also because there's a lot of exposition in that scene with Han Solo explaining what happened.
Yeah,
Um, but for me, the whole for I think I looked at the timer. I was like the first like 27 minutes of The Force Awakens is
super
literally
fast.
the three. It's Poe Dameron, Finn, and Ray. Like it's only them, and
Mhm.
it's kind of not yeah, well, I will say brave of them to say we're just going to focus our first act on our new characters. We're not going to bring in anybody else, no legacy characters. This is just the three people just starting their journey now. And could the movie have been better if it was just that? I don't know. We'll never know.
We'll never know.
But there are deleted scenes of Carrie Fisher as Leia where she was gonna be introduced very early in the movie. Like she was there,
Which makes
like,
sense.
which does make a lot of sense for her. She was supposed to be introduced much sooner in the film. Um, and yeah, there's a few other things when it comes to The Force Awakens. Like what did was having them the three in there a good idea, or should they have been used differently? We'll never know. We'll never know. We all have our predictions. We all have our thoughts, but in the end, I still enjoy The Force Awakens a lot. I still find it a very entertaining Star Wars movie, and there are great moments. Like yeah, like you said, seeing the Falcon was a moment that we were like, oh my gosh, we're actually seeing this Falcon again.
Yeah.
Um, hold on, we got a few people here. Sabersmith, I'm a huge lightsaber fan, so when she opens the lightsaber box is my favorite scene. Yeah, and Maz
Yeah.
Kanata's
Maz
seeing.
Kanata is a great new character that was introduced. Love
Oh,
her.
she was great. So glad. So glad. Yeah. Yeah, she was a great character. And then also seeing the flashback, seeing that force ability of Ray touching the saber and seeing what the saber had seen was also really cool. And we were supposed to see Vader and Luke fighting in Empire Strikes Back. They filmed it.
Yeah.
They hired an actor who looks like Mark Hamill. We didn't see it, and it's like, oh, why not? Why couldn't you just shown us?
Do you think
Anyway,
we'll ever get that?
we will never get those deleted scenes. I think
Yeah,
if probably in another like 10 years they'll release those deleted scenes from The Force Awakens. Uh
maybe.
Love Myself on YouTube says hi question mark. Hello. Thanks for
Hi,
joining.
question mark.
I'm so mad that they had the chance to get the OG3 but they didn't do it. Uh they didn't,
I
yeah.
wonder why.
I so for me, and I've said this before, which is why I get a lot of um pushback when it comes to The Last Jedi is because it's not their story. It's not
Agreed.
Han, Luke, and Leia's story. The same way that the original trilogy is not Obi-Wan Kenobi's story. It's Luke Skywalker's story. It's the passing of it's generations passing on the fight to the next generation because we didn't finish it. So for me, seeing them as not the main characters, but passing on the torch for the next generation. That made total sense for me, and I was glad they did that.
See, that makes sense, but I don't think having the three of them together in one scene would take away from that.
I feel like the fact that they weren't all three in the same scene showed you how chaotic the galaxy is at that point.
That makes more sense to me.
And then there's a war going on. There are things happening which they can't control, that they're all secret. They're all fighting their own battles in this thing. And Luke, of course, has the craziest quote unquote, I wouldn't say the craziest, but he has like the most existential crisis that he's dealing with.
Mhm.
Han Solo runs away from the fight. Leia is doing everything she can to still continue the fight to bring peace to the galaxy. And so seeing
They're all
all
just
three
in
of them,
different spaces in
they're
their
all in
life.
different, exactly. And then
Yeah.
you have these three the newcomers who are coming in and they're doing their best to get everybody together to continue the fight. And
And that makes way more sense to me.
mhm,
It's like they're all in different places in their life. Leia's still knee deep in it.
mhm,
Han's just trying to get over the fact that he abandoned Leia and Ben
yep.
now is a Sith and stuff, or working for the Empire,
We'll say he's working for the Empire. Yeah, he's not a
the
Sith.
First Order.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
he's not a Sith, but yeah,
See, I was okay that all of them were not in the scene. I know Mark Hamill has said, we what we could have had, and I'm like, it's not your story though. This is the next generation story, and how all three of you kind of go out makes sense. Like Han Solo,
hmm,
the way he dies makes sense to me. The way Luke dies makes sense for me. Uh,
yeah.
Unfortunately, of course, we didn't get Carrie Fisher for the Rise of Skywalker. They did what they could with that character, but if I'm not mistaken, in the Duel of the Fates, she's the only one who lives. Like she actually
Hmm.
lives to the end of it all. Um, Let me see what else we have. I didn't like that Ray had the lightsaber past Kylo. He was trained. She wasn't. I will say her. Well, I mean, because we do see her fighting in on the home planet of Jakku. She
Okay,
knows
cool.
how to defend herself. Um, and she does call upon the force. She does quiet her mind, and the force does kind of lead her in that fight. But yeah, I have seen that was like people have kind of complained that she didn't have any skills, and I'm like, I
Luke
mean,
didn't either.
Luke. I mean, Luke really didn't. He had one training session with
Yeah,
Kenobi, and then the next time we
and
see
he
him,
failed at it miserably.
yeah, he no, he does deflect those bolts, but not as well as he could have. What else we got? But why did Solo and Leia have to be divided? No reason. Well, it's the whole.
It's what happened with Ben.
It's what
They
happened with
probably
Ben.
blame each other.
She they sent their son away, and their son ended up falling, and Han couldn't do anything to help. Han probably felt worthless for not sticking up and saying, "No, I want my son to stay with me," which is a
Well,
crazy story. Yeah,
I don't know, because even like his whole personality is based off of running away.
yeah,
Anytime anything gets hard, he runs away. He wanted to leave during the rebellion. He left his home planet. He runs. That's how he survives and stuff. So it's very natural for him to be like, him and Leia never were really, I don't want to say serious because they were serious, but it wasn't ever like this is cement and stone. They both had very strong personalities. We've never seen them agree once and stuff. Like things got hard. What is he going to do? He's going to run. So that's for me, him not being there with Leia makes total sense.
yeah. No, but also just the fact that they know what their son did, and I think Han feeling like he says the line which is, if Luke can't save him, how can I? Like that's
Yeah.
his brain was like, Luke, if Luke couldn't do it, who am I to even try to attempt? And Leia's
Yeah.
like, you're his father. Like, and I think that's the moment that makes Han go, you know what, you're right. I am his
Co-parenting.
father. I need to go and get my son. And which is why he goes to Star Killer Base and why he wants
Yeah.
to try to save his son. And just yeah, that kind of, I wouldn't say cowardly, but that scared,
I would call it cowardly.
reaction. Yeah, that scared reaction Han Solo had, which was, oh, this is all bad. This all went really, really bad. I messed up. And he leaves. But I'm glad
Yeah.
he
Cause
came back.
I even think like, doesn't Kylo say something to Ray like, oh, you look at him as a father figure? Let me tell you, he wasn't a great dad at
Yeah,
all and
exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
So, so there's a lot of weird things with Han and Leia, but in the end, like I said, I think what happens, how he dies, is that made sense. Do you think there's a market for an animated series for Ray, Poe, and Finn in an animated series that elaborates the
Oh,
story?
watch the Lego versions.
Yeah, the Lego
Like
ones are not bad actually,
they're good. If you
but
want something more on the not live action, that's a really good one to start.
but to see a So this animated series, Adam Lock Turtle Man from YouTube, are you talking
He
like
wants to
post
see.
post Rise of Skywalker, or are we talking in between the movies? So that's important
Uh,
because post Rise of Skywalker, yeah, I would be okay watching an animated series, but at the same time, I'm like, just do live action. Give us a live action, you know.
Daisy Ridley is busy, dude.
Yeah, and we
She
just
is
got that,
busy.
and we just, and I've been saying that, and David keeps saying no, and I'm like, no, no, she is very, very busy right now.
She's
Um,
like producing stuff too, right?
yeah, so she's got a lot going on right now. Um, it took Luke all that power to get the saber in the snow cave. Yeah, it did. It did take him a lot to get that power. Yeah, in the snow cave, and the Force is really interesting in Star Wars because there's things that you're like, oh, why can't they just do this? Why can't they just do this? And for me, seeing Rey call the lightsaber to her didn't bother me. I was just like, that makes sense because she even says it in the Last Jedi. I was like, there's been this voice in my head, and I don't know, like I don't know why, but there's something that's always been there and that she's always known about, but didn't understand what it was. And touching the lightsaber in the Force Awakens, maybe, of course, the Force awakened in her. Um, what do we got? What do we got? I think in between something that tells the full story, like the Clone Wars did. I would I'm always down for more Star Wars, more animated stuff.
Always.
So I'm down with it. If they want to do a whole series about Finn, Ray, and Poe, and Rose as well, I would be like, this is great. I would watch this. So
Why
yeah,
Rose?
I like Rose. I've always liked Rose. I know
I
that
just
gets
thought that was so random to throw in.
well because I don't want people to forget that she was a big part of the Last
She
Jedi,
was.
and then yeah,
She's like the
Travis Mitchell,
Chewie to the trio.
she's great. How's it going, guys? We're
Hey,
doing great.
Travis.
We're doing great, Travis. We're arguing about. We're not arguing about the Force Awakens.
I
We're
was
talking.
like, what are we arguing about?
I just want to know what Finn had to tell Rey, and also what's the story for another time that Maz had. Don't even get me started with this is a story for another time. I almost threw my popcorn at the screen. I was like, Star Wars, you've never done that before. Why did you do that? That made me
That's
so
hilarious.
mad. Um, but anyways, Force Awakens,
Anyways,
Force Awakens, great movie. I still love it. I still enjoy it. The Last Jedi, which
Craig,
is
where are you?
I know, right, Craig, where are you? Which
Craig,
and
he's
I've
the
said
funnest one out
before,
of us.
it is my favorite sequel film, The Last Jedi, and it's my second favorite Star Wars movie of all of them.
Whoa.
Um, I love that movie. I thought what I wanted to happen with Luke happened, and I said
Oh.
yes. This only, and this is where and the listeners start to go down.
I know. I was about to say, James, all the comments coming through
Only,
now.
only because of what was introduced, and I've said it before. What was introduced in the Force Awakens, and then you see Luke in this one, you go, "Oh, that makes sense." And I know a lot of people had another idea of what Luke was supposed to look like, which I understand completely what people expected. But going off of what we were told in the first movie to this one, for me, I'm like, this. What else were you expecting? It
Yeah,
would have pissed you off.
correct.
It would have pissed you off more if Luke was different than what he was in the Last Jedi, in my opinion.
So I think a big part of it is yes, Luke has always been the scared guy. He's always kind of been like, I'm going to do it because I'm supposed to do it. But he always doubts himself
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. He questions himself. He never thinks he's good enough, all of that, right? That's how he always has been. But then he had this moment where he became confident and he got over all of it,
Mm-hmm.
And then so everyone holds on to that Luke because that's the Luke we all aspire to be.
I agree. The
So when he finally gets to that point and we're like, yeah, that's the dude. That's the guy I like. That's who I want Luke Skywalker to be. And then he's not that anymore because a lot of things happened in life and stuff, which is totally fair for him not to be that guy anymore.
Mhm.
But as fans, we still want him to be that guy.
Yeah.
And he's not that 30-year-old confident peak of life dude anymore.
And what's crazy, this is what's crazy, was in George Lucas's like early ideas that they had in mind when they were still kind of considering his stories and everything. Luke was already not who we thought he was supposed to be. Luke already in George Lucas's mind, Luke was already by himself. He was away
Mm-hmm.
from everybody already. And he said it's like the Marlon Brando character in Apocalypse Now, where it's looking for Luke. It's looking because he's run away.
Oh
And
yeah.
and so there was already Lucas had this idea that Luke is not that hero anymore, and for me, that makes the character a little more interesting. And like, okay, he was this guy. He was the Luke Skywalker. He was the new hope that we all aspire to. He was the Jedi that returned, which now you can kind of say maybe Vader was the Jedi that returned, but we're not going to go there. And then,
I was like, don't start that debate with me.
and then when
Don't
you,
you dare.
yeah, yeah, and then when you see him like at his lowest in the Last Jedi,
Yeah.
and then to see him then do the craziest thing you could possibly think of. For me, I said this is a good story arc for this character. Like for me,
Mm-hmm.
that made so much sense. All right, give me 1 second, everybody. Travis Mitchell. A running theme of the sequels is Rey reaching for things that she can't grab, like her parents' ship, and also being pulled away by others, like Uncle Flip.
That's so valid.
Zach says the Force Awakens was the best of the sequel series, which yes, that's a great. Like I said, it's a great movie. Porgs, I want more porgs. Adam says porgs are great. And I'm gonna get a tattoo of a porg. Honestly, no, that's not a joke. I will. Um, so when she reaches for out to the saber, it's her accepting what Moss said. Her belongings in front of her, all that desire to reach what she can't have, sends a saber to her. Hey Travis, I want you to join us on the podcast one day. I like your thought process here, man. I want more Ewoks. Can you imagine porgs and Ewoks living together?
No, there would be no porks left. They'd be all barbecued.
Ewoks, yeah. I still my favorite meme I've ever seen is the Predator from the movie The Predator, and then Ewoks,
Versus Ewoks.
and then everyone's like, just so you know, Disney owns both of these.
This
At
could
any
happen.
moment, they can say yes, and we get the greatest crossover of all time. Um, I should get a tattoo of Chewie eating a porg, maybe.
Oh,
Or
no.
the sad porg looking at him like, "Why are you eating?" It was so sad.
Aren't you doing a porg with a strawberry?
Yeah, for my mother, yeah.
Yeah.
My mother really loved, the porgs in the Last Jedi, so it's like one of the good last memories I have of her
Ah,
with her little porg that she loved. Um,
that's sweet.
but for me, like I said, The Last Jedi is my favorite. For me, my favorite part I mean, there's good moments. Like there's a moment that is in the movie whenever Kylo Ren flies into the ship. Like
Okay.
he's in his TIE fighter and he spins much like his grandfather did. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. He spins and the sound effect of him inside the cockpit as it spins. I remember I was like, whoa, that's a good sound mix right there. Um Other great moments, but I think the best moment in of the Last Jedi, my favorite moment, is the ending with Luke standing in front of the whole army. He gives that monologue to Kylo Ren, and then the big reveal, which was that he was projecting himself across the galaxy. I was like, "This is great," and then the kid at the very end, I was like, this is perfect." So yeah,
Mm, not the throne room fight.
throne room fight was amazing. That's an honorable mention. That's a high up there honorable mention.
That's
That
my
was
moment.
the lightsaber flying out and you see Ray's hand grab it. I remember I was like, this is about to go down. This is
Yeah.
great.
And I love Snoke because I love Andy Serkis.
Oh yeah, he's the
He's
best.
yeah, he really is. He's an amazing actor and stuff. And I thought he did that character so much justice and stuff. And the only thing that bums me out is like this dude's the emperor, right? Like
Mhm.
Snoke's the dude. And he died like that just so quickly. Like, I don't
I
know.
mean,
Especially the fact that he has the ability to like get General Hux on the ground, sliding back and forth on the ship and stuff when Poe does the whole like waiting for Hux
yeah.
and stuff, like that whole bit and everything. He has like that ability that his projection and stuff can do that. And his force abilities can reach that far, but that's how he dies. Like that to me is a total bummer.
But I will say it was pretty. I'm not gonna say clever, but it was an interesting thing where he's describing this is how he's gonna kill
Right.
you.
Or the enemy.
his enemy, but he doesn't. It's almost like he realizes too late. Wait a second,
Oh, that's me.
that's me, and then it's over. It's too late. Have you seen that behind the scenes clip of Andy Serkis in
Sitting on the
sitting down
throne.
on the throne, and he
Yeah.
calls a lightsaber to him, and he catches it. So it's like a side by side. It's Andy Serkis in his mocap uh, uniform for Snoke, and then it's the actual rendering of Snoke. But the lightsaber flies to his hand in both of those clips, and everyone, all the comments, are like, "Wait, did he really call the lightsaber to himself?" Like, that, you know what I mean? Like the fact that they show it with him in his mocap suit catching the
Yeah.
lightsaber like that, you're like, wait, did he really use the force to catch that lightsaber? Anyways,
It's Andy Serkis. He did.
it's a,
He
yeah.
definitely did.
Hey, you're getting ahead of us, Travis. We're going through this thing, but okay. What's interesting is based on the end of the Last Jedi with the kids, the galaxy large doesn't know Luke is dead. They just know he showed up
Mhm.
on the First Order. Then yes, which is what I loved. I love that the legend of Luke was living on. Like you have these kids in this other planet far away are reenacting what Luke Skywalker did. For me, like I said, for me that was the best ending. And then the little kid calling the broom to him, like giving him the confidence, like, hey, maybe I can do something great in this galaxy. And I don't know. For me, that was great. All right. Okay, we're getting to the Rise of Skywalker, Travis, but I'm gonna go ahead and read your comment here. So at the end of Rise of Skywalker, the whole galaxy shows up to Exegol. They hear Finn say Red 5 is in the air as Rey leads them out to everyone else. That's like hearing a jersey number.
That's pretty good. That's a good one.
I need you to write all your thoughts down, please. The throne room fight, Ray would have screamed. So there is a moment in the throne room fight where they do digitally remove a blade, only because it's a kill shot if it's there, and
That's
it's
hilarious.
a funny scene where like they're there. You see the guy holding her, and then when he picks up his hand, there's no blade in his hand. But it was like, but where he just had it behind her back. It's one of those things. Um,
Oh,
but I will say, if you slow down, even if you slow down the fights in the prequels,
yeah.
watching Ray
There's a
Park,
lot of kill shots.
there's a lot of kill shots, and there's a lot of moments when they're literally hitting the blades, like
Hmm.
where you're like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you don't hit the blade. You're trying to hit the person, not the blade. But anyways,
Yeah.
Travis says to the galaxy, they all witness Luke show up in the ship he blew out of the Death Star with and leave them out of the Exegol. It's the idea that was our Luke Skywalker to them. Yes, agreed. But before we go on to the Rise of Skywalker, Mary, what was your favorite part?
I already told you the
Throne
throne
room.
room.
Throne room. All right, fair enough.
That I love like the dyad scenes too when they're like connecting and they're like, dude, how are we doing this? Like
That
both of
was
them are
good.
like, I love that it kind of gave me like Spider-Man memes of like, are you doing this? Am I doing this? Yeah.
Is this you? Is
Who
this me?
talks
Who
first?
talks first? So I talk first. You talk first.
You talk first, I
Um,
talk first.
I remember hearing Ryan Johnson saying he was like, I had to solve the issue of how do I have these two people talking when they're not in the same room. And he was like, that was where he came up with was okay, this is how we can make this work. Because they're separated. I mean, they're how that Force Awakens ends is that's the way it ends, and you have to just go off of that. But with the prequel fights, those fights are between Jedi. So I know, no, I know. I'm not saying the fights themselves, like the skills they have. I get it. I'm just saying the choreography of those
Is
fights.
off base.
There are moments where you see that the actors are doing their best to do the choreography the way that it needs to be done to make it look cool. And I feel like for the Last Jedi, a lot of that fight in the throne room is supposed to look really cool because
Yeah.
it's when they do that slow motion shot and then it speeds up and everything. I remember just being like, this is great. But I know some people like slowed it down frame by frame, like, oh, see, this doesn't make sense. This is it's like,
Yeah. But you know what? Here's the thing that like people, I think a lot of people's issue is like Ray has had no training. How is
mhm,
she this good? But the reality is she has been training literally her entire life
to survive.
because to survive. We just don't see it.
Mhm,
And so we're just meant to assume that because she's survived so long on her own. We see her abandoned as like what, 6 or 7 years old kind of
mhm.
thing, where she has very few memories of her parents and stuff. So she's this little kid who has to figure out how to survive. I'm pretty sure if I was thrown out on a desert planet when I was 6 or 7 years old, if I did not have the force, I would not survive. and stuff. So I think like that's the piece that we all kind of forget as viewers is like, no, she has been training her entire life without knowing it.
The same with Luke being a pilot in A New Hope. We Because he says it earlier in the film. You hear Obi-Wan saying, "I understand you're a fine pilot yourself." And then we understand, and then you hear other people, him saying like, "Oh, I used to do this." We take his word for it. And when he flies the X-wing, we get it. And
Yeah.
the Force Awakens, Rey says, "I'm a pilot. We have a pilot." And then she's flying. Everyone's like, "How does she know how to fly?" And it's like, "Well, she said it.
Yeah.
So let's just take the word, take her word that she knows how to fly." And she does. She does a good job.
You know what
But
it is too? What's really similar, I think, is a really good connection for people. Anakin's pod racing.
mhm.
He was able to pod, he was the only humanoid who's able to pod race and survive pod racing
Yeah.
because he was using the force without even realizing it.
Yep.
Everyone just thought he had good reflexes, but he really was able just to kind of see the future.
Yeah, because even Qui-Gon says he can see things before they happen, meaning he can
Yeah.
see what's going on in front of him and he's able to,
Yeah.
which is a really cool, I will say, like line that Lucas was like, "Okay, just pay attention. This is why he's good at this because he can yeah." But training with lightsabers and fighting groups of men, yeah, I will say there are moments in The Force Awakens, especially when she tells the Daniel Craig to release her and
Mhm.
everything. For me, that scene was, I don't want to get into my theory about that scene, but I will say I liked her lightsaber fighting, and of course you could tell she's not the best fighter because
No.
she does make mistakes. And same with Kylo Ren. As great as Kylo Ren is, he still makes mistakes. He's a big guy, and he's over there swinging his lightsaber, and he also will make a mistake every now and then. I mean, he's almost getting choked up in the throne room fight. He loses his
Yeah.
lightsaber. I think a lot of people maybe forget that he does get disarmed during that fight. I think Ray survived partially because Unker Plot took her in to some extent. He was just
Yeah.
yeah, we get it. We understand. Like he pretty much used her as slave labor. Uh,
Yeah.
are Ray's midi chlorians higher than Anakin's? That's a great question. You
Who
know what you
knows?
need? You know what you need to observe this is a computer on an Abu Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
That always made me laugh in the Phantom Menace when he's like, "Here, check out this. I got it right here. Look at this blood sample." And then Obi-Wan's like, "Yeah, let me look on this computer that's not our computer, but it can understand midi-chlorian counts." And I was like, hmm. Anyways,
That's
um,
hilarious.
so the rise of Skywalker, the controversial Rise of Skywalker film, much like a lot of people don't know, The Return of the Jedi also was not a
Very controversial.
well liked movie when it came out.
Correct.
People did not like The Return of the Jedi.
Same thing with the Revenge of the Sith.
Well, okay, I will say Revenge of the Sith was the crazy third movie out of the trilogy because people loved it because we got to see Vader because we got to see but people
But everyone
did
had so many
criticize.
problems with it.
Everybody did still criticize. Now it sounds weird to think about, but at the time,
Yeah.
people hated Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker.
They're
So
like,
I
how
know
did he
that,
make that jump?
yeah. Oh yeah. Have you seen?
Um,
Okay, this is how I know people are crazy. Um,
Tangent time.
and yeah. So during the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, there is a moment where if you pause it, you see a crew member there, and it was like how the only thing that makes me is somebody was watching it frame by frame of every single scene from this movie and they found just one little frame where you see a crew member that they didn't digitally paint out of a and it's like a fraction of a second, but it's just really funny.
That is funny.
It's just funny that people will go through these things frame by frame like where's the mistake, okay. um
No Starbucks cups.
Yeah. Oh no, that was bad. I think the three movies were off because they're different directors and their visions not aligning.
I
Um,
don't disagree with that. I
I
do
don't
not
disagree.
disagree with that.
So if you, as amazing as Empire Strikes Back was, and still is to this day, Lucas was not too crazy about that production. if he
Yeah.
was very dissatisfied with how the production went. The movie was great, but how it all went, it was very exhausting. It was spent a lot of money, and he said, "You know what? I'm going to hire a director for the third movie that I can mainly control, quote unquote, to make the movie that I want to make for this third movie," which is why you kind of get a genre switch from Empire to Return of the Jedi, whereas Empire is very, very dark. Return of the Jedi is not as dark. There are dark themes to it, but the majority of the movie is a very upbeat type of film, and you're on this hero's journey. So yeah, the tone shifts when you get to that one. Whereas the prequels, Lucas did all three of them, so he knew exactly what he
That
was pulling off.
continuation.
Yeah. So I always thought about that. It was how the third movie of his trilogy was quote unquote better. I'm not saying it's the best, better. Was because I think we just had a singular director doing all three of those. Um, Travis says it's interesting going back after a decade of hearing Mary Sue and realizing how much she does not know what she's doing in that first fight with Kylo. I buy that it's her first lightsaber fight. Okay, interesting. I do have to go back and rewatch the third. I mean, not that fight with Kylo Ren again to see all those mistakes. Lucas still had a voice through the original three, though. Yes, he did, but he did get kicked out of the editor's room by Marsha Lucas
Many
on
times.
Empire Strikes Back because he was like, nope, it's too dark. We need more action. We need more of this. We need more of this. And then she said, let Kirshner, let Kurtz, and let Paul Hirsch, the editor and the producer and the director, let's see what
Do their
they
job.
let's see what they have. And he said, okay, okay. So yeah, Marshall Lucas actually kicked George Lucas out of the editing room and said, let them do this thing. And that was yeah, maybe that was a good choice. And look where that led the Lucas couple. There is a rumor. I don't even think I should say it. It's a bad rumor. I'm not going to say it.
Oh,
Anyway,
text it to me later.
I'll text it to you later. There's a rumor about them and the special editions. I'm just going
Oh
to put
yeah.
it out there. Have you
Yeah,
heard this
I know
one?
that. I've
Okay.
heard that rumor. Yeah,
Uh,
let's not talk about it.
yeah, that one's yeah. We're not going to talk about that. But anyways, so the Rise of Skywalker,
Rise of Skywalker.
which I still love. I'm not. Oh, I shouldn't say I still love. I like that movie. It's a great film. It's a great Star Wars film.
You don't feel like it kept up? It didn't
I
age
do.
well? Oh, okay.
I feel like it's gonna age better than people think. I think
Ooh.
with the advent of the internet, the advent of um, you know, rumors, message, everything like that. We scrutinize the making of these movies more than we probably should have. Whereas now you look back, because for us, we look at the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. That is Star Wars. That is one movie. They made these movies. That is it. That is the full trilogy. But if
Yeah.
you go back, now that I'm older, I go back and watch and read, and I go, oh, these were kind of difficult films to make. There was a lot of different pieces that were there was a lot of not a lot of controversy, but there was stuff going on behind the scenes
Yeah.
that we didn't know about until years later. So I feel like with the sequel trilogy, that probably is going to happen, is people are gonna just watch them as the sequel trilogy, as just Star Wars movies, and not think
That's
about
how
what
I
was
watch them
going
now.
on. Yeah, it's hard though for me because I do look
You
into
work in
all
that
that.
field.
Yeah, and so I always try like, oh, what was going on behind the scenes? But at the same time, there comes a point where you're like, okay, let's just watch it and just see how it is. And I feel like Rise of Skywalker might be one of those movies. So, what is your favorite moment in the Rise of Skywalker?
Um, Exegol is really cool.
Exegol is really cool.
I love that we're finding new places. I love the scene with the Knights of Ren,
Hmm.
with the battle with Ben. Um, I love that she kills him on what's it called? On that, was it the moon?
Yeah, no,
Well, the pieces of like the Death Star, right?
it was
That had crashed.
one of the moons of Endor.
Yeah. I love that she genuinely kills him. Like the crazy thing to me in that point is like they're totally into each other and she's like, "Nope, you've got to die." And she kills Kylo but saves Ben.
Yep.
And I think that to me is one of the best parts is like she killed Kylo, but then she saved Ben. And then he like Ben is the one who survived that fight. And then he goes and he's like, nope, she needs me, gotta go. And stuff. And he finds his way back and everything. And like that whole fight sequence um between him and the Knights of Ren is probably my favorite.
That's a good.
Everything after that is
I,
whatever.
I like the I love the fact that an X-wing can be buried in the ocean for years and it still works, and then a
I
TIE
don't.
fighter can also be just chilling in a hangar and it also still works. You know,
I don't like that.
the batteries on these things are just
Yeah,
incredible,
I
incredible
don't.
batteries.
When are we gonna get that technology?
Yeah, that is yeah. I watch Star Wars. I was like, what about the lightsabers? Like, I don't want the lightsabers. I want whatever those engines we're using to be able to go about.
Never have to buy another car again.
Right? You can throw your car in the middle of the ocean, and then 10 years, 20 years later, be like, I'm gonna go drive that one again. Let me just pull it. Anyways, no, the I remember so there was a picture. It was released very early on, and luckily I didn't see it. But it was one of those. Wait, did I see it? I think I did.
I feel like you would have. You don't seem like the
It
type to shy
it,
away from anything
it,
that's
it
on the
was
internet from Star
yeah.
Wars.
I did my best. I did my best not to see, but I saw the picture and it was Ray and Ben Solo. And it was a very like you can tell it's one of those pictures from like a computer screen. So somebody snuck it out, and it was them both holding their blue lightsabers. And I remember, and I was like, "There, that's not real." So I like kind of skipped over it. And then sure enough, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that was real." And someone posted after the movie came out, someone posted on some board, I think on Reddit, that picture. They said, "Whoever posted this, your mom's and then they said, you know, and it was true because you're like, dude, you just ruined like a really cool moment by releasing this picture.
They
So
definitely got fired.
yeah,
I'm sure they got.
I'm sure they got fired.
Yeah.
I there's a lot of moments in the Rise of Skywalker that I really like.
Really?
Yeah, there are.
Count
But
them. How many?
but I think the moment that I like the most is the hug between Finn,
Oh
Poe,
yeah,
and Ray at the very end after the because for me
yeah.
that
It's
hug,
that relationship.
it's that relationship and that hug that they have is like for me when they did that scene, I saw all previous 8 movies before lead up to this. It was like that
Yeah,
hug was like, we did it. And I said, this is cool. That I could see it in John Boyega's face, him
yeah.
crying. Like it was like, this is all Star Wars from the beginning of the blockade on Naboo to now. It's
Led
over.
to this
Led to this hug. And that was great. Oh, Zach has a good point. X-Wings are waterproof. It was underwater on Yoda's planet too. Yes, but for how long? Which is
forever.
also an interesting question. Have you heard the whole Empire Strikes Back time paradox? Like what time is on Dagobah versus
Oh, time moves differently from one planet to the
Yep.
other, which makes
So
sense.
yeah, exactly. So that's how people kind of say Luke wasn't even on Dagobah that long, but there are some writings now where it's like he says, "I feels like I've been here for weeks already." So
It's been 2 days.
so maybe we don't know. So yeah, that's just really funny that Zach, you say that. It's like you're right, but wait a minute, how long was he
Yeah,
there? So yeah, you're right. So that's how I'm pretty sure that's what Abrams was like. The X-wing survived on Dagobah. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. We just
yeah.
that's great though. Travis says the next parallel, Ben is about to say I love you, but Han doesn't let him finish. He returns to the light in episode 2. Shmi doesn't finish saying I love you to Anakin before dying, sending him dark. Jeez.
Oh, that's really good, Travis.
While likely unintentional, it's interesting that the story begins with a Skywalker going dark over an unfinished I love you and ends with a Skywalker returning to the light through one. Bruh.
That's good. That's a good one,
Like I
Travis.
said, you need to write a book, Travis. This is all good stuff.
Yeah.
Um Another fun fact, I
Fun
guess,
fact.
3PO's last line that he says is the first line from A New Hope,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't catch that. Somebody pointed it out to me and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty
That's
clever."
good. You
Um,
know, as
what's
I
up?
think about what I don't remember what movie this line was in, but it's one that stands out to me that I love so much. I think it's Rise of Skywalker, where they meet Poe's friend
Mm-hmm.
who helps them out. No, it has to be Rise of
It
Skywalker
was
because
right.
that's
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
made Poe free. And
That's
then they go,
Terry Russell. Yeah.
You were a spice runner? You were a stormtrooper? You were a scavenger? We could do this all night."
Yeah. I love
I
that.
love
Yeah,
that line.
it's like we all three came from different backgrounds. We all three
Uh,
had to survive.
Shady backgrounds.
Yeah, very, very shady. And it's
Yeah.
like, but look, we were all in this fight together.
Yeah.
Um, should have been called Rise of Palpatine. Ray should have
Oh,
gone to the dark
period.
side. Do you remember they released that teaser trailer at D23 when you see her with
Of
the red
her.
lightsaber? I wish they
Yeah.
would have. I
I was
wish they
so
would have.
excited for that.
I
I
really wish they
wanted
would
that
have.
so bad. She
I think,
looks good as a Sith.
yeah, and that lightsaber, the way the lightsaber worked, I was like, this is pretty cool. Um, what do we got? I find it disturbing that when Han Solo was killed, the next scene Chewie walked by Leia like nothing happened. And you know what's funny? Abrams himself is like, I can't believe we did that. Like, I can't
Yeah.
believe we did not get that moment. And
Well,
it's
what's
weird, yeah.
Well, you know what the thing is? I feel like because him and Han have gone on these really crazy adventures, they're always kind of waiting for the other one to get killed some way, somehow.
Yeah.
So maybe there's this kind of like mental block of like, yeah, he was going to die eventually, right? And stuff. Or maybe like he knows Leia knows and stuff. And there's no need to say it. But when Leia dies and they go and tell Chewie, and stuff, like Finn and Poe like hold on to him and he lets out this huge cry and stuff.
So that moment, you know what I thought about in that scene whenever they tell him that Leia's gone? The scene that I think about is in Empire when
Mm,
Han's about to get frozen and he says, "The princess, you have to protect her now."
yeah,
And then so whenever she's gone, Chewie is like, "I wasn't here. I wasn't here to
to
like." So
protect
that for
her.
me, that's what that stuck out to me. I find it disturbing that one. Oh yeah, wasn't she hugging? She was busy hugging a girl she just met. Yeah, and a lot of people point that out. Like, yeah, Leia walks up to her and hugs her, and then Ray is kind of like, okay. Um, I do feel like that
But I
was what.
think that's because we were supposed to meet Leia sooner and stuff. I think because they cut certain things out,
Oh, I see.
that's why that doesn't fit anymore. But if those pieces weren't cut out, it would have probably made a little bit more sense.
Because we were also supposed to get a Maz Kanata and Leia scene,
Hmm.
which was a great shot in the trailer. I'm looking forward to this moment. It's nowhere. And of course, if y'all remember, it's Maz Kanata handing Leia Luke's lightsaber, uh,
Yep.
which again, I think would have made that hug make a lot more sense. But they cut out so much that it was like, I don't know what's okay. We just kind of
Yeah.
accepted. And I
She's
and
like,
I
this belongs to a girl you're going to meet, and she
mhm,
is gonna save your son, or
yep,
blah blah blah. Or it could be the whole dyad thing.
yeah,
Maybe
maybe she
she
already
sensed
knew.
Ben in
Mhm.
her,
Oh, that,
right?
that's cool. But you know what I hate about it is we don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
We'll
like,
never know.
like for instance, there was that post that I think Star Wars put out where they were like, just so you know, the ships on Exegol were blah 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 blah. Did you know like the ships and blah blah, like it explains something about the ships on Exegol? And Elijah Wood like responded to that tweet and went viral. He goes, "No, how are we supposed to know that? Like, how were we supposed to? Like, you did not tell us." So yeah, yeah, okay. Anyway, speaking of Poe, one of the thing I noticed is how terrible he is talking to people face to face, but has no problem over a speaker through a mask or to a droid.
I think that's very Oscar Isaac's acting method. Like if
Mm.
you notice that in all of his roles, he does the same thing.
Well, that's what Zach just literally said right now. Poe has a
Oh,
difficulty Frankenstein too.
yeah.
I like that. Y'all are on the same.
It
Yeah,
me and Zach.
yeah. Y'all know what's up.
Yeah,
Even when
it's
it
an
comes to
Oscar
Leia,
Isaac thing.
it isn't until she's unconscious or dead he's able to fully express himself to her, touching her hand. That is okay, dude. Let's get this. Let's get Travis on a podcast here, man, because he's good. Um, but yeah, I do like the Rise of Skywalker. I do like where it ends. It's one of those things where you're just like, what's the next step? What's the next chapter?
Yeah.
I want to know what happens next. And I like that they ended it that way to where, and I think Abrams himself even said a lot of answers are still not going to be, a lot of questions are still not going to be answered by the end of the movie, because that's what makes Star Wars kind of last, is that you kind of can keep talking about it, figuring out, oh, this, and this, and you have discussions about it. I'm interested. Oh yeah, I like that it ended too. Yeah,
I just saw Zach's comment. I
yeah.
was like, that
But
was vicious.
I still enjoy the movie a lot. I think it's a great film, and it's one of those things where we're never really gonna. It's always gonna be this like what if with
Mhm.
episode 9, only because Carrie Fisher's passing was just
Very abrupt.
very traumatic to the world, as and then to her family, but also weirdly enough to the story that they were going to do with Star Wars. Like her
Yeah.
passing just really had them pivot to another story. And yeah, we'll never know though. We'll never know what could have been with that if she had lived. So yeah.
Sad face.
Missed the opportunity to have 3 together. Like I said before, I was okay that the 3 of them were not in a scene together. Um, I I like that we had our new characters. I like that we had the new adventures with them, and yeah, overall, like I said, I like all 9 movies. I love all
Yeah.
9 films. I even Rogue One, as well as Solo. I really love, and
Rogue One, 10-year anniversary this year, guys. You okay? I'm pretty excited for this Rogue One to anniversary. I hope they do something for it.
I think I don't know, because Doomsday's coming out at the end of this year.
July?
No.
No, December. What's
Yeah.
coming out in July? Odyssey?
Yes.
Ah, I knew something.
Never knows what happened to Broom Boy. So Broom Boy was in episode 9. He's at the very end of the movie of Duel of the Fates. That was the original title, and you do see him there. He is brought back, but we'll never, like I said, we'll never see the movie.
You
I love
know,
all, yeah.
I think at the end of Rise of Skywalker, and the lady goes up to her and goes like, "Hey, what's your name?" and
Mhm.
stuff like that. The part that bothers people is how she goes, Skywalker, Ray Skywalker, and stuff like that. That's not the part that bothered me at all. It's the part that this lady had the audacity to just walk up and be like, "Hey, who are you? What's your
Well,
name?"
no, because she says it's been so long since someone's been here.
Yeah,
She's
so
like,
it's like that weird nosy neighbor.
but I understand though, because it's like
Nah,
it was a traumatic thing that happened at that house. I mean, I'm pretty sure she may have been the person to get the bodies and bury the bodies. You know what I mean? And
maybe.
so she's just like, it's been so long since someone's been here. Who are you? And she's like, Ray.
Nah.
Ray who? And she goes, Skywalker. And it's like, oh, I I was so happy. I know we're gonna lose all our listeners right now. I was like, I had no problem with her saying Skywalker. Like for
Her
me,
adoptive family.
I was like, this is she was, a nobody. She had this whole thing over her the whole time, and at the very end, it's like Luke and Leia tell her like, "Hey, it's
I
you're one
think
of us." So yeah,
I think the one part that I really love that, like, I think Leia says it to her. She goes, or maybe it was Luke. They're like, "We were Vader's kids." People like tend to forget that. Like, we are the
yeah,
children of Darth Vader. It doesn't matter who your lineage is
yep.
and
That's yeah.
stuff. It's your decision to make who you are and stuff like that.
If you want to read a really good book,
I do.
Star Wars
I
book,
love reading a good book.
you've probably read it though. Bloodline.
Oh, no,
Did
I
you?
haven't.
Oh my gosh! So Leia is in the Senate, the New Republic, and it's about her and them trying to rebuild the Republic after Return of the Jedi, and there's talks about who her father was. And so like that's somebody's investigating where she comes from.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's a good one. That'd be
that
good.
that was a really good book. So I recommend y'all looking into that one. Um,
Bloodline?
Bloodline, yes. The way I look at that scene is it's isn't so much Ray taking the name, but thinking of someone other than herself. Okay. Broom Boy, I thought the same. Ray Bach. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys are great, by the way. Just want you to
Oh my goodness. You guys are so
know.
funny.
But Broom Boy and there's other characters who were supposed to be at the very end of Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool moment where Finn is telling the story, and it looks like Finn has been telling the entire story this whole time. And then they look over, and then they see Ray coming to them, and that was like supposed to be the last image of it. It was really cool. I was gifted the book. I just haven't read it. Read it. It is really good. That was a really, really great book. Ray's entire journey was figuring out who she was, and at the end of it, she realized the people who helped her find herself are who she is.
Oh.
So
See,
she
I like
leaves
that.
the lady with a name she'll remember.
I like that, Travis. Travis, you're so good.
I'm so good at this, man. It's just like I said, you need to write a book. When that old lady goes home and tells her grandchildren she met a Skywalker in the desert, it only prolongs the eternal legend of Luke Skywalker, the one who escaped the place and returned. Maybe add that old woman hearing Skywalker was what she needed to know, that it wasn't too late for her to dream outside of Tatooine either. Jeez.
Nah, dude, she's too old, Travis.
No, she could.
That lady's too old. She ain't going nowhere.
She was in, that actress was in Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
She's one of the old ladies who was a BA. I don't want to say
So
that.
she made out of Tatooine and got into Mad Max.
And she went right back into Mad Max.
There you go. She likes the desert.
Couldn't escape the desert. It was always following her.
She needs a dry heat.
That's terrible. But okay, so before we go, there is something I remember hearing from Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
So he had, around that time, he had suffered a heart attack, and he almost died. He was like convinced that this is it. He lived. Abrams checked in on him, and I think he said, "Hey, you want to visit the set?" And then he was like, "You mean be in the movie?" He says, "No, visit the set." Visit. And he really wanted to be in the movie. But he went to the set, and there was a room there, and he said, "You can't go into this room because this is the last shot of the movie, and it's gonna blow your mind. So I don't want you to see it yet." So when I saw the movie, I was wondering what the last shot of the movie was going to be. And it was that. It was what we got with her on Tatooine, which makes me think that was not the original ending.
No way.
The Rise of Skywalker. And this is how else I know it wasn't the original ending of The Rise of Skywalker. So her looking off into the sunrise of the sun's coming, because it's a sunrise, not a sunset, which that's the difference, is like the sun's rising on Tatooine versus setting on Tatooine.
James.
her that shot of her looking is the same shot of her looking at Kylo Ren earlier in the film when he's
stop. Yes. You don't think it was them reuniting?
The editor said that was the same. We used just a different take of her in the desert, and they digitally added in BB-8.
Are you thinking like they were supposed to reunite at the end of Rise of Skywalker?
No.
Maybe that's how she's actually a Skywalker. No, he's a Solo. Just kidding.
He's a Solo.
Just kidding.
No, I just think they had a different ending, and they did not use it. They used something else completely different. And that's,
you know what? I want to imagine that it's her reuniting with Ben Solo, and that is how the hunt for Ben Solo starts, because it all comes back to the hunt for Ben
Solo. Which is still up in Times Square. I don't know if you've seen it. Someone is still paying for space in Times Square for the hunt for Ben Solo.
No.
Maybe at the end, the old woman was Luke's uncle's mother.
She finally came back there after her husband left her for Shmi?
Yeah.
I thought she died. I thought he was a widower.
Is that what happened? I can't. I have to go back and watch Attack of the Clones again.
Yeah, I think Owens. Oh, There's Kit.
There's Kit. Yeah,
Oh,
there's my dog. Sorry about that, everybody.
Owen's dad married Shmi.
Hmm.
I thought what's his face said, "Oh, he's a moisture farmer, good guy. He even married her
Yeah,
and stuff." So I don't know why I thought he was a widower.
I think that's.
We're digging too deep into this.
But I think that's is what happened. That she was he was a widower,
Yeah,
which is why he married Shmi. Um,
yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
it's fun.
Tangent time. Oh, really
Oh,
quick tangent.
okay.
I just saw an interview, and I don't know how old this interview is, and I don't know what it's from exactly, but I get clips of it from time to time on my Instagram algorithm where it's like a group of actors get together and they just kind of all hang out and talk.
Oh
And
yeah,
this
yeah.
one, do you know what it's called?
I there's multiple ones like this, but I saw. Were you
Uh,
talking about the one with Mark Hamill?
yes.
Yes,
Wait. Well, we do have the same algorithm, so that's not
of
shocking at
course
all.
we have it. Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like Mark Hamill, The Rock, Michael B. Jordan, Adam Sandler.
And then oh my
Shoot.
gosh, what's his name? Oh my, the bear, Shameless.
Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White. Yes.
Stinky.
Yeah, yeah.
So The Rock, Dwayne asks Mark Hamill, he's like, hey, I've got to ask you this. And it can be really quick. Like, when you got the scripts for Star Wars, were you like, oh man, this is going to be a stinker? Or you're like, no, we're sitting on a gold mine? And Mark Hamill goes into this whole thing about like, I only got a scene. When I auditioned, I got a scene. And then George was like, well, we'll talk about it later and stuff like that. And then we never talked about it and stuff. And then he got the part. And then when he read the script in its entirety for the first time, he was just like, dude, this is everything we all want. This is going to be great. And he thought it was going to make $30 million
Oh,
and beat out Planet of the Apes, I think is what he said,
yeah, because that
and
was the
stuff.
biggest science fiction film at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I think that's the first time I've seen Mark Hamill like speak about like the movies and Star Wars with that like level of excitement and happiness in a really really long time. And it was
Yeah.
just so nice to see and like how passionate he was about it. I was like, man, I love you as Luke Skywalker. I love you as the Joker. I just want to see you in like literally anything I can right now.
Yeah. He also said something interesting in that interview. I know we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon, everybody, but he did say something interesting in that interview, which was he did do Star Wars. He did a few things and he went into Broadway.
Oh yeah.
He was amazing on Broadway.
Yeah.
And then when
Carrie
he
went to
got,
go visit him.
yep. And then when he got into voice acting, he was just like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
this is everything I want to do. Like this is,
Yeah. The
and so,
level of creativity he can
yep.
explore.
And so that's why he did disappear for a good while because he was very very happy and insanely
Yeah.
successful as a voice actor. And then when you
Where's
see
my
him,
electric car, Bruce?
man, him as a Joker is one of those
The
things. It's
best.
just perfect casting for him.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you ever hear the story about him? I know, I'm just going to keep this going. Did you ever hear the story about him in when he was on Broadway and Carrie went to go visit him and she's looking at the pamphlet and it says Mark Hamill, blah blah blah, this blah blah blah, like all his like accomplishments. And when
mhm.
it came to Star Wars, he's like actor in a space opera or fantasy thing, right? That. And then she goes up to him and she's like, "Why wouldn't you say Star Wars?" And he goes, "People here look down on movies, blah blah blah. This is theater and
Yep,
stuff." And she's like, "Look, dude, you're Luke Skywalker and I'm Princess Leia. Accept it."
yep.
And stuff. I thought that was amazing.
I
I love that story.
I also love the story where Carrie Fisher when she did her what was that show she did on Broadway? It was the one woman show she did on Broadway. Wishful Drinking. That was her.
Oh yeah.
And she's up on stage. She's wearing her Leia buns, her wig. And
Yeah.
she says something and she goes, "Oh, by the way, that's a quote from Star Wars." And she goes, "Star Wars is a motion picture that I acted in 1977." And then she goes, "And if you've never seen it, why are you here?"
Oh yeah. I do love that one. That's a good one.
she was incredible. Did you see? Oh yeah, he was in Luke was
Yeah.
in What We Do in the Shadows.
That's a good
Um,
one.
I love seeing Ray sled down the sand dune one last time. The first time she does it is communicate
Well, yeah, that's really
an adult who
cute.
never grew up. The last time she does it, an adult who held on to innocence. Dude, dude.
Travis, you can just start like writing all these things in your notebook and we will help you publish it, my dude.
Yes, and you just send us your thoughts, and we will say them on the podcast as if they were our own. I'm just joking. No, we
No.
give you credit for that. I'm just messing with you. But no, dude. Thank you for all your stuff. No, not everything is a symbol. Just a convenient way to go. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, we find that's that whole classic thing where it's like, why did the author have described the blue curtains? And it's like, because the curtains next to me were blue. Like that's it. They were just blue. There's no
We're,
meaning behind them. But it is fun to be able to just kind of look into the symbolism of what it all means and what you looking at one scene can mean to somebody else. And I think that's what makes art, movies, theater, makes it so great, is that everyone can have their
yeah.
own interpretation about what is happening. So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of art and interpretation, you saw Stranger Things, the final season, right? Or final
I
episode?
I did.
Did you see it in the theater?
I
No,
did not.
right?
No. Binge
Did
watch
you
that.
know? Did you know in the theaters? So they were not able to sell the movie ticket as
Mhm.
a ticket to see the episode because it's a part of your contract with Netflix to be able to see it and stuff. So what they did is you bought a concession ticket. So it was $11 for concessions. They made over $30 million for this one episode at 620 screens across the US for 2 days. And all that money went to the theaters. It was
Oh,
more than what Avatar did in concessions.
oh boy.
I know, and
I don't
that's
like
where theaters make their money.
I don't like
I'm
this.
just I'm just gonna put that out there.
Oh boy. Happy 2026, everybody. Movie theaters might have just changed forever. So
Correct. But is it bad? We're gonna be able to see these things in the theaters. Theaters might be able to survive now because it wasn't working before.
you have a point.
I do.
Meanwhile, I'm analyzing why John Candy sells shower curtains in planes, trains, and automobiles. I'm over here wondering who is in bed with John Candy and Uncle Buck when we first see him. I'll never understand that scene. If you know what scene I'm talking about, you're also going to go, wait a minute. And I'm going to say, I'm exactly right. Anyways.
And on that note,
Thank y'all so much for listening. Thank y'all so much for joining and for hearing us talk about Star Wars. This was part 3. If you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, part 2 is out there. We will release it soon, or if everything goes right, you will hear this in the right order.
yeah.
But in the end, I love Star Wars, and I know Mary.
I love Star Wars too.
Love Star Wars. We love talking about it, and like we've had other people in the comments here say, like, we love it all, but there are things we love more than the others.
Which is so valid.
But that's just the way it works. That's just the way Star Wars goes.
Part 4.
Part 4.
Zach, what is part 4, Zach?
Please tell me what part 4 is. I would love to hear it. No. I know what that means, Zach. But Saber Smith, thank you so much for joining. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us in this episode. And
yeah, we really appreciate every time you guys comment and interact with us. This is all about community for me and stuff like that. So I absolutely love the engagement and I always really appreciate it.
Oh yeah. No, I love the engagement. I love that we can all just nerd out about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hey Zach, you're being the funniest guy right now. I want you to know. This is part 3, so the next one is part 4. But I need to know what are we going to talk about in part 4?
I know what we're going to talk about.
What are we going to talk about in part 4?
Same thing we talk about every night, Pinky.
What?
No, come on. You know the next line.
No, I don't. What are you talking about?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Anybody in the comments?
I think you're scaring some people right now.
No. Try to take over the world. Pinky in the Brain. Come on.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You've never seen Pinky and the Brain? It's a cartoon from our childhood.
No, I was too busy watching Star Wars and Ghostbusters and Batman growing up. That's all I ever did.
Oh, man. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Saber Smith. I'm not crazy.
I didn't say you were crazy. I just said I had a weird childhood. I
Yeah.
just, I
I'm going to
just,
send you some clips of Pinky and the Brain.
okay. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's two mice trying to take over the world.
And John Candy was sleeping with the old lady on Tatooine. He brought it back. Travis
That
brought it.
was great.
Thank you so much. Be sure
Aw.
to check us out on Instagram at Star Wars Stuff Pod. Check us out on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Stuff Pod. Also, if you want to support us on Patreon, we do like to throw out some episodes here and there. We just just nerd out. And right now, Mary and Zach are talking about the book.
Dark Disciple.
Bloodline was like in my brain. I was like, it's not Bloodline. So Dark Disciple.
Maybe we'll do that one. We're doing Dark Disciple now. I think we have maybe 2 to 3 more episodes of that. And then in March, we're going to start the new Darth Maul Shadow Lord comics before the release of the animated series. So that'll be a lot of fun too.
Nice.
Well, and then maybe we'll do Bloodline after. And Sabersmith, if you want to join us for Bloodline, you already got the book. So that'll be an easy one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That actually would be pretty fun. Yeah. But yeah, check us out on Patreon at Star Wars Stuff Podcast 2187. We have a lot of fun on there. And like I said, there's some episodes where David and I literally just get on and we just talk about Star Wars and whatever else we're thinking about at that point. Look us up on TikTok, Star Wars Stuff Podcast. That we will be uploading more stuff to TikTok here very soon.
And Instagram
as well. So look forward to that stuff. And please email us, Star Wars Stuff Podcast at gmail.com.
Email David.
Email David. Yes.
You're emailing David. So send all your fun questions to him.
Yeah, send him everything. Yeah. All
Travis.
The Star Wars questions. Yes, Travis. Please.
Travis, email all your thoughts. David will filter through them all.
And we also have a Facebook group as well as a Facebook page. We post the latest breaking news that we read, and we also have memes on there as well. And also some people just throw up questions and we have discussions on there as well. And yeah, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating, please, and like this and subscribe to this, please.
Oh, you know what we could do? You guys should really follow us on Instagram, because sometime in this next week we'll be at Scum and Villainy, which is a Star Wars bar in LA, and we might just go live there. Maybe we'll walk around and go live, and you guys can chat with us on Instagram live there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I hate to say it, but I live so close to this bar. Like
you do not go really enough.
Great how close I live, but I never go there. So yeah, I know. I know.
Well, we're going this week.
Yep, we're gonna be there this week. But yeah. Oh, and also check out Countdown City Geeks as well.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff they're doing. It's just a whole network of great nerd fandoms that everyone's part of. Yeah, Ted's in charge, the lead, and he's helping us out, and we're doing stuff for him here in LA, being able to go to premieres and everything for him.
I'm very excited. If you follow them on Instagram, you'll see me and James each wrote a review for Avatar before it came out. So if you want to, I know. So if you guys want to hear about movies outside of Star Wars and stuff, whenever we get the opportunity, follow Countdown City Geekcast, and you'll see some of our reviews on there.
Yes. And we're going to be doing other, But again, thank y'all so much. Everyone in chat, thank you so much for listening and for commenting. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back again with another great topic. And on behalf of Mary, may the force be with you.
Always. Pew, pew, pew.
I am all the force is with me.
I have friends everywhere.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
No, that's you.